Well, hello everybody. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining in. This is Noah Bradley with Handmade Houses, and I want to tell you about tool number 11 as we continue through our series. Yes, indeed, we have gone through 10 tools so far. Can you believe it? And we've got some pretty good stuff going on. Now we're getting to a problem, though. We're having a pile of tools. We've got chisels and cat's paws and hammers and sliding T-squares and tape measures, and they're just all over the place. We don't have any way to carry them. Our pockets can't quite fit them. They're a little bit sharp and dangerous to be putting in there. So it's time to get the tool belt. And everybody loves a tool belt. Tool belts are cool things. They really are essential. I can't imagine doing anything, accomplishing anything on a job site without a tool belt. The idea that you have to either have your tools in your hand or perhaps in your pocket, which wouldn't fit, or you're constantly laying them down on the floor or a table and they're not mobile, they're not handy for you. So you really need a tool belt. A tool belt is a personal thing. It needs to fit who you are and what you want to do. And I think there's a couple different theories on tool belts. One of them is the guys want to be able to carry anything and everything with them. So they come up with massive tool belts, and at lunchtime when everybody says lunch, boy, you can just hear these massive tool belts being dropped all over the job site as they hit the floor, and weighing 30, 40 pounds and carrying every tool known to man. And the other theory, and it's the theory that I've operated on, is that you want to carry with you the least amount of tools you needed in order to handle the job that's in front of you. And I adapt those tools to the job that I'm working on. If I'm putting up siding, then I will need a hammer, a punch, and a tape measure, and the particular nails needed for that particular job. And then if you were to switch over and do, say, baseboard in the house or something like that, you would exchange the nails, and you might need a different kind of punch to go with it, and maybe a flat bar, but we'll get into that eventually. So anyway, tool belts. There are, so you're either looking at a massive, huge collection of it, or something just to handle the basic tools that you need. And then the next decision you'll need is kind of like the choice of materials, and that is that there is the standard leather that's out there. There are varying different shades of rawhide out there, and I've always chose that myself. It's the classic carpenter that what you would expect to see wearing leather. It's just it's very durable. Matter of fact, I still use the same tool belt I used 30 years ago. So they last that long. For some reason, it seems to have shrunken a little bit. Certainly, I didn't put on any weight, so it must be that leather shrinks a little with time. And then if you don't want leather, probably about half of the guys on the job sites I'm seeing, maybe even more, are progressing over to specialty fabric, state-of-the-art, cutting-edge synthetic ones and everything else, generally black in color. And that's okay, and I'm not going to condemn anybody for going that way. The only comment that I can make is that for whatever reason, black combined with sawdust on a job site, that they always look dirty. They look really dirty, and carpenters, builders, as a rule, you'll find that sometimes you're working outside and you're expected to look kind of dirty and grubby, but then sometimes you're called into someone's home to replace some trim or something other, do some finish work in their home, and you look pretty dirty and messy, like you're going to drop dirt all over their home with a black tool belt, whereas the leather, the sawdust just doesn't stand out quite as much. Okay, didn't mean to get too long-winded here, but anyway, I did want to just show you the basics of my tool belt, which is just as extreme basic as possible. And what we have here, if you look at it, is basically on the front is two pockets, and if you look into it, you can see that each pocket has two pockets. And what I'll do with these two pockets that ride on the front of me is that I'll tend to whatever nails I'll do will be in one pocket, and maybe my tape measure goes in another, and you can see that I'll keep my earplugs in there. Maybe I'll, I got a choice. I can stick stuff in there. I got 4 good little pockets on the front that I can load up whatever it is I need for that particular job. And then as a standard rule, this is a clip for a tape measure, which is absolutely useless. They just don't work. So I keep my tape measure down in one of the pockets. Over here to the side, to my right side, since I am right-handed, is just a loop to keep my hammer in, and that just rides right on my right leg. It doesn't flop when I walk, and it's extremely handy. I always know where my hammer is. It's right there. I whip it out, put it right back in. It's without a thought that it's there. And right above it, you'll see where I've got a couple of punches that are in place. I am ready to nail. I'm ready to measure, and here is my all my nails and my tape measure that I need. And then over at the left-hand side is perhaps a pocket where I'll put a sliding combination square in there. Generally, I won't. And there's a couple of other pockets that I might use or might not, but chances are I'm not. That really, in reality, all you need is a couple of nice pockets along the front, a place for your belt loop to go, and for your nail punches. Okay, so anyway, have fun with that. Get yourself a really nice tool belt, something you really enjoy. You deserve it. It really makes you look good. It looks like, again, it's right up there with that pencil behind the ear. You know what you're doing. You're obviously a professional if you have a nice tool belt. So go out and get one. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. Thanks again for joining me. Bye now.